Hey everyone, Joe here from the Minecraft Alliance and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Harry Potter, or walkthrough of Harry Potter. I don't know, this is Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets PS2 Part 2, guys. In the last episode, if you didn't see it, we went ahead and we beat the first two sections of the game. We're now in Diagon Alley. We've just gone ahead, as I said in the last part, and gotten 50 beans by looting flotation blocks. And we're now about to get our next quest.
My brass scales when I passed the fireplace in the magical menagerie. My new quill definitely fell into the back of Gamble and Jake's. And I'm sure I saw Hagrid when I lost my spelling tape. So I think that must be in the leaky cauldron.
Magical menagerie, Gamble and Jake, and the leaky cauldron. Got it.
We really appreciate this, Harry. It is so kind of you to do this for Ginny. Yes, Harry. Thanks so much. Now go on. Show us what you can do with your new spells. You can smash those barrels over there.
Right. As I said at the end of the last episode, I'm going to go to the Magical Menagerie first, purely because I want to show you guys this glitch. It's really cool, in my opinion, and I want to basically do it first. Then we'll go ahead and do a few other things. But one of the things I will say, buy the stink pellets in Diagon Alley. Don't buy them at Fred and George's shop, because you don't need to. As long as you buy the stink pellets here, you can then buy the stink pellet bag when you get to Hogwarts, and you'll see why we need the 50 beans. I think you can understand why we need the 50 beans. He didn't give his first line of dialogue. That's odd. Anyway, this is the guy that we're going to glitch out here. But first of all, we need to sneak past him. This section is rather easy, but it is easy enough to mess up, so it's not impossible. In my opinion, this is easy. Basically, my strat is you run over here, push the button, he will stand there. If you run directly behind him, sometimes that will happen, but I can't remember whether if you press the button it keeps the door open or not, or do I have to do it again? And also one of the most annoying things about this game is that puts you that far back. And do I have to sit for that cutscene again? No, thankfully I don't. But look, the door's now open. So we can sneak past him, prepare for the epic music. Ah, okay. Fair enough. Let's grab this chest before I grab the scales. Ginny's brass scales. So run. There's no way you can do that, but I was always thinking about how cool it would be if you could collect both items at the same time, but they're too far away from each other. I have a feeling that maybe in testing that might have happened, but they had to move the chest. Could have happened. I don't know. Right. This is the glitch. Make sure on your way in, if you want to try this glitch out, you've got rid of all three of the barrels, because you'll need the space. What you want to do is get out legitimately, so sneak past him and get out. You then want to do that and walk back through the gate. No, don't walk back through, but step back through. Then run back through the gate while it's open, run over here and spin round. Watch. Is he going to do it? How? He ain't going to do it. Here we go. See, because the game gets confused. See, look, here he comes. Here he comes. He's going to get me. Look, and he can walk through walls. The game gets confused from what I can gather, evaluate from this glitch. What I can gather what's happening here is the game is getting confused, and I'll show you if you can't work it out, and I'm not saying you're dumb. By the way, one of the things, I'll just tell you guys something funny that my mum told me the other day. There was a show that she was watching, and they said, don't be daft, you're not dumb. That's such a backwards compliment. Whoa, he just disappeared. But yeah, one of the cool things I like about this is, one of the things I think the game's happening here is, I didn't do it right. You have to go through this gate, and then it only works if you immediately run back through. And the reason why I think this is happening is because the game is not working right, in the sense that it still thinks that you're catchable, basically. But what I can gather by going through that gate, what the hell? It's weird, because sometimes he can glitch through his counter, but sometimes he can't. But what I can gather is happening here is, are you going to come and tell me off, or am I just going to have to stand here forever? That was odd. I love it when that happens, because it's kind of like, you just stand there. But, again, I'm going to try and explain this now. What I think is happening is when you go through the gate, the game has like a little flag that goes, okay, he's done it, he's escaped, so this guy can't get you. But from what I can gather, this guy can go through like his counter weirdly. But now you'll see if I do it, now I've not gone back through, he can't get to me, he doesn't acknowledge I exist. Oh, does he? You'll see he does, but he can't get through the gate. Because the gate, that must be what it is. The gate, when it's left open, and then I run through it, it confuses the game and classes the gate as being open, which allows the guy to run through. And also because, now obviously you'll see he isn't bothered by my flipendo spells, he's just walking past. Harry, look forward. He's just walking past, you'll see that he's doing his normal patrol path and walking past. That's because he's not bothered, and that's because I've gone through the gate. But because I don't go through the gate, when I try and lure him out using flipendo, that works. Does that make sense? That's my theory on this game, anyway. That's my theory on what's happening there, in that weird glitch. Anyway, next thing you want to do, I think, is get the 8 sickles and go to Mulpeppers, which is directly across the street. And where do you get the sickles, you ask? Well, what a question. Where do you get the sickles? You want to go this way, this is Mulpeppers. But we're not going to go in there yet because we don't have enough sickles, and there's no point in going in there if we don't have enough and loading a screen. We're going to walk past that witch, walk up here, and flipendo these barrels. As I'm sure you know, or if you don't know, you can flipendo barrels to get coins. Always collect the coins. Up. And these the barrels. So I do remember there being barrels in this game that you couldn't break for some reason. So these must be those. Oh no, maybe not. You want to get 8 sickles. Well, you want to get as many as you can, actually, to be fair. You don't necessarily need to limit yourself to 8 sickles. But 8 sickles at least is how many you need to get the potion vial from Mulpeppers. If you can't, then go to the ones at the buy floating blocks. But there's enough here that you should be able to get enough sickles. Pick them all up. We now have 7 sickles, 8 sickles, 9 sickles, and I'm pretty sure it won't allow us to get a 10th one. No, it won't. Okay, so that will happen. Then you want to run over here and go to Mulpeppers and pick up your potion vial. You want to do this first before you do the genie's items, because if you don't, you can't go straight from them abandoning you to going straight to Hogwarts, which wastes time. Whereas if you do it here, it's within the cutscene. Not within the cutscene. You want to buy the potion vial, take your health like that. It depends. If you've got full health, it doesn't really matter. You want to fill your potion up? Again, this was the first thing I did when I did that run of the game where this book is always annoying, where I didn't get any potion vials or anything like that, because obviously that's your one lifeline. Wiggle Well Potion in this game is amazing because you don't need to drink it, you just need to have it in your inventory, and essentially by X point in the game, by the Aberfor's Day, you can have 3 potion vials, because you can buy one from Fred and George and have the one for the Alhamore spellbook. Anyway, quickly pop back this way, a second, because we need to go ahead and get some more sickles. We need 4 sickles now, and you do get ones from the thing. You do get sickles from the Leaky Cauldron, but we're not going to go there first. We're going to go to Gamble and Japes first, buy the stink pellets, where you'll also meet Fred and George, and get Ginny's quill, which you can now get, but you couldn't get before, which is how the game restricts you. There's barrels and the magical measurer, which basically restricts you from getting to this area before you go to Flourish blocks, and therefore get the quest. Also, in this loading screen, I don't know if you notice, you can see Ginny and Mrs. Weasley standing at the top of the street, and Ginny's looking down the street, and Mrs. Weasley's looking towards Nocturne Alley. Hello. Anyway, the card, I'm not gonna get it, I'm gonna do the minimalistic strap. If you want to get the card, it's right behind this bookshelf here. But again, I'm not going to get it purely because I don't have to at this point in the game, and I don't really want to. Get the stink pellets. These are purely for completion purposes. I personally rarely use stink pellets unless I'm trying to have some fun. Ooh. There we go. So just charge it up to about midpoint. Again, you're going to get sickles in here, but again, you don't need them. I think the game will still give you sickles, but they're not really needed because you can't buy anything else. The game will not give you anything else to buy for sickles at this point in the game. If I show you, he'll just say, and I get this is a game related thing, but to me, a shop that's completely sold out of everything that blatantly hasn't, to me is quite, that's a bit, you know what I mean, fishy. Yeah, don't use any of your stink pellets, because if you do, you won't basically be able to do the next part of this, strategy, basically. Okay, so now we've got Ginny's quill and Ginny's brass scales. The next thing you want to do is head to the Leaky Cauldron and get Ginny's spello tape. Again, I raised the point I think I raised in the last episode, or at the start of this one. Why does Ginny have all of her items missing when she should be buying them today? Why are they miraculously missing already? To me, that makes no sense. But then again, this is a game at the end of the day. Yeah, believe it or not, guys, this is a game. Wow, great commentary there on myself. I'm just trying to check the time. I realised that last episode came out in about 20 minutes, which felt good to have a nice even length of an episode. I don't know how many of these episodes I'm going to record tonight. That was a weird sort of slide. And how many of them, how often I'm going to release them, purely based on the fact that I've got stuff coming up next week. Read that last line. You are very creepy, Tom. The thing that I always found weird was Tom changed in the films. If you remember, in the first film, he was more like the guy that you see here, basically. He was more like the sort of chirpy guy. But then in the third film, he was more used for comic relief. Okay, this section, I will show you one secret, which I always miss, but I will try and remember where it is. If I remember correctly, is it this one? Yeah. You see there, you can crawl through there, and there's a chest through there. Now, that has a card in it. There you are. Another tip of the day, and also I believe if you put all the imps into the cages, you get a card. Also, try not to run into these barrels, but they will stop if you get all the imps in. So if you're struggling, although that's not too difficult, but if you are struggling in that section, just get all the imps into their cages. Okay, here, really easy. Come to this wall. I love doing this because you can kind of be like, Harry's on fire. I think it was this one over here that I did it with. This is kind of like, I don't know if you guys remember, but in the third game, I don't know if I never beat the entire game, so I never did this one. But in the third game, there's this cool, like, thing where you push a box onto another box. But that's just not a thing in this game. Oh, oops. If you do happen to fall down, Ali, don't worry, there is a ladder over there. Just push this box into place. Really, this section of the game is relatively easy. In fact, the strategy that we're going to be using, it will make certain sections of the game way easier. Because we're not worrying about anything, we're literally just pounding through the game. And we're buying everything we miss from Fred and George. There we go, we now have Ginny's spreader tape, Ginny's quill, Ginny's brass scales, stink pellets, and the potion vial, which is filled up. So now, let me quickly speak to Hagrid. Feel that, eh?
Hello, Harry. I saw Mrs. Weasley looking for you. Hope you ain't been creeping round that nocturne out in a terrible place.
Yeah, so as long as you've got all 3 items, the Wigglemail potion vial that's filled up, and the stink pellets, then you are good to go and visit Flourish and Blotts. And once you visit Flourish and Blotts, you can basically go straight into the next section of the game. Again, this section is really easy because it's purely tutorial based. And we're going to go into the last tutorial section. Again, that was very weird. Recognise this spot because this is where Ron will meet you. One of the things I've always wished
Hello there, Harry.
that you could do
I found all your things, Ginny.
is see out of this game. Like there was a way you could access the game world, like in a game developing software or something.
Such a kind boy, Harry. You really deserve a
Which I would love to see what the worlds look like from the outside and some other mechanics and stuff. That's the first card that, like I said, the game forces you to take, which is why it gives you that thing about the cards there. Also, I always noticed that the GUI always seems to stay on this cutscene. Always. Weirdly.
Okay then. Right. Let's get inside.
One of the things I've been thinking about while playing this game is what am I going to do for cutscenes? What am I going to do for thumbnails? I was thinking I might start up a separate save file and take a load of thumbnails on them and then progress, take a thumbnail where I want to take it and then move on, you know what I mean? After this video I will save the game because I haven't actually saved it yet. This next section, the first bit of the One Thing Widow section really frustrates me sometimes.
Great Scott! Is that...
Look, it's Lucius Malfoy.
Harry Potter! Ladies and
I just want to point out, Lockhart has one outfit. I know everyone else has one outfit, but Lockhart literally only has one outfit.
against the dark arts teacher at Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry.
Bet you loved that, didn't you, Potter?
Also, why are we all wearing our school robes?
Leave him alone.
Even when it comes to going to school, we change on the train.
You've got yourself a girlfriend.
Oh look.
I suppose your parents will go hungry.
I do quite like what he's wearing in this game.
The books you're going to need.
Also, he's a lot
Here, girl.
less subtle in this game. In the book, he's much more subtle, sorry.
It's the least I can do to help out the poor and needy.
And this next bit of the game really does make me laugh. And I'm going to put the controller down purely because I don't need to do anything for the next 30 seconds or so. I love how Rowling writes Lockhart in the book. I actually was really shocked when I came back to my ranking and realised that I put the second book at the bottom of the list. I also love how he's still talking.
I know that Dad took the flying car to work this morning.
And I've completely cut his face off so they don't have to sync up the audio, which I think was a really clever move by them, really. Ooh. I do hate just how arrogant he is in the book. To me, Rowling is really good at writing arrogant and horrible characters like Umbridge and... What's the character she writes? Umbridge and Lockhart. Now I'm just going to hold that right there. Yeah, we're actually, guys, really good on time, which I'm really pleased about. I think we're going to run the cutscene and get into school, and then we're going to go ahead and wrap this video up. Yeah, this game is, in my opinion, this game is infinitely better than the PS1 game. And I'm not saying because I've played this game and I haven't played the PS1 one. I understand that, but whoa! Did you guys just see that? Weird glitch.
Ready to go to Hogwarts, Harry?
Be sure that when you speak to Ron, you are finished in Diagon Alley, because he won't give you a press X to accept, or as in the PS1 version, I think they call it the cross button. Who calls it the cross button? But it will literally just, if you've got everything that you have to get, the game will literally go, okay, let's take you to Hogwarts then. But yeah, watch this cutscene. We've just ride over the Whomping Willow. We just did it again. Now we're driving into it again. We just flew over the Whomping Willow 3 times. And I also love the way that Harry just sits there, matter of factly like, oh no, I'm gonna crash. Also, I'm now feeling vibrations on my controller even though I'm miles away from those trees. And ladies and gentlemen, that is going to end today's episode. So thank you for watching, guys. In the next video, we'll be going ahead and rescuing Ron, much to my detriment. So thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Remember, you are awesome. And I'll see you all in the next video, guys. This is kind of my thing now. I'm really shaking the camera at the end of the episode. Goodbye, guys.